You know, when you get married, you think you know everything about the person you're standing next to at that altar. You think you've shared every secret, every embarrassing story, every piece of your past that matters. But what happens when you find out that the person you've built your entire life with has been hiding something huge from you? Not just a small white lie, but something that changes everything you thought you knew about them? That's where I am right now. And honestly, I don't even know if I'm looking for advice or just need to get this off my chest because I feel like I'm drowning. My name doesn't matter. My age doesn't really matter either. What matters is that I've been married to my wife Sarah for 7 years now, and just 3 weeks ago, my entire world got turned upside down. Before I get into what happened, let me give you some context. Sarah and I met when we were both 24. We met at a coffee shop, totally by accident. I spilled my coffee on her laptop, and instead of being angry, she laughed. That's the kind of person she was. Sweet, forgiving, always seeing the bright side of things. We started dating almost immediately, and within 2 years, we were married. Everyone said we moved too fast, but when you know, you know. Or at least, I thought I knew. Sarah always told me about her past relationships. Nothing too detailed, but the basics. She said she had dated a few guys in college, nothing serious. She told me she had never been engaged before, never lived with anyone. She painted this picture of herself as someone who had been waiting for the right person, and that right person was me. I believed every word. Why wouldn't I? She was honest about everything else. She told me about her struggles with anxiety in high school, about her rocky relationship with her dad, about losing her best friend in a car accident. She was an open book, or so I thought. We built a beautiful life together. We bought a house in the suburbs 3 years ago. We have 2 dogs, Max and Charlie. We go on date nights every Friday. We have inside jokes that nobody else would understand. We finish each other's sentences. Her family loves me. My family loves her. On paper, we're the perfect couple. And honestly, until 3 weeks ago, I thought we were. So what changed 3 weeks ago? Well, we were at a wedding. One of Sarah's old friends from college was getting married, and we drove 4 hours to attend. The wedding was beautiful, the reception was fun, and I was having a great time meeting people from Sarah's past that I had never met before. That's when I met him. Let's call him Derek. Derek came up to us at the bar. He was friendly enough, shook my hand, congratulated Sarah on our marriage. They chatted for a few minutes about old times, and then he said something that made my blood run cold. He said, and I quote, "It's so crazy how life works out. I never thought I'd see the day when you'd actually make it down the aisle after what happened with us." Sarah's face went white. Like, actually white. She laughed it off nervously and changed the subject quickly. But I saw it. I saw the panic in her eyes. I saw the way her hand tightened around her drink. And Derek, he realized he had said something wrong because he excused himself pretty quickly after that. I didn't say anything at the wedding. I didn't want to cause a scene. But the entire drive home, I couldn't stop thinking about it. What did he mean by, after what happened with us? Sarah had mentioned Derek before, but only in passing. She said they had dated briefly in college. Nothing serious. But that comment made it sound like there was way more to the story. When we got home that night, I asked her about it. I tried to be casual about it, like I was just curious. I said something like, "So, Derek seemed nice. You guys dated for a bit, right?" And she just nodded and said yes. Nothing serious, just like she had always told me. But I could tell she was lying. I've been with this woman for 9 years. I know when she's lying. So I pushed a little harder. I asked her what Derek meant by his comment, and that's when everything fell apart. She tried to brush it off at first, said he was probably drunk and didn't know what he was talking about. But I wouldn't let it go. I needed to know the truth. And finally, after about an hour of going back and forth, she broke down and told me everything. Sarah and Derek weren't just some casual college fling. They were together for 4 years. 4 years. They lived together for 2 of those years. And here's the kicker. They were engaged. Engaged. She had been engaged to this man, and she never told me. Not once in 9 years did she mention that she had been engaged before. But it gets worse. The reason they broke up? She cheated on him. She had an affair with one of his friends, and when Derek found out, he ended the engagement and kicked her out of their apartment. She moved back in with her parents and spent the next year rebuilding her life. I just sat there in stunned silence as she told me all of this. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to feel. Anger, betrayal, confusion. It all hit me at once. This woman, the woman I had married, the woman I trusted with everything, had lied to me about something so fundamental to who she was. I asked her why she never told me. And her answer? She was ashamed. She said it was the biggest mistake of her life, and she didn't want me to judge her for it. She said she was a different person back then, that she had grown and changed, and she didn't want her past to ruin what we had. I get that. I really do. People make mistakes. People grow and change. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago either. But here's the thing. She didn't just make a mistake. She actively chose to lie to me about it. Every single day for 9 years, she chose to keep this from me. Every time I asked about her past, every time we talked about ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriends, she lied. She looked me in the eyes and lied. And the cheating thing? That's huge. I'm not saying that people who cheat once are doomed to cheat forever. I don't believe that. But it's something I should have known about. It's something that should have been part of the conversation when we were deciding whether or not to get married. Because now I'm sitting here wondering, if she could lie about this, what else has she lied about? And if she cheated on someone she was engaged to, someone she lived with for 2 years, what's to stop her from doing the same to me? Since that night, things have been incredibly tense between us. We're barely talking. She's been sleeping in the guest room because I can't even look at her right now without feeling this overwhelming sense of betrayal. She keeps apologizing, keeps saying that she loves me and that she's never cheated on me and never would. She says that what happened with Derek was a mistake that happened when she was young and immature, and that she's spent every day since then trying to be a better person. And I believe that she believes that. I really do. But I can't shake this feeling that I don't actually know who I married. Like, if she could hide something this big from me, what else don't I know? Does she have other exes she hasn't told me about? Has she been unfaithful to me and I just don't know it? I hate that I'm even thinking these things, but I can't help it. I talked to my brother about it. He's the only person I've told so far. He thinks I'm overreacting. He says that everyone has things in their past they're not proud of, and that Sarah probably didn't tell me because she was genuinely ashamed and scared of losing me. He says that if she's been a good wife to me for 7 years, then that should count for something. And I guess he has a point. Sarah has been a good wife. She's supportive, loving, caring. She's never given me any reason to doubt her loyalty to me, until now. But then I talked to my best friend, and he had a completely different take. He thinks the fact that she could lie about something this big for this long is a massive red flag. He says that relationships are built on trust, and if that trust is broken, then what's the point? He thinks I should seriously consider whether or not I want to stay in this marriage. And that's where I'm stuck. Because I love Sarah. I really do. She's my best friend. She's the person I want to share everything with. But how can I trust her again? How can I believe anything she says after this? And even if I can get past the lying, how do I get past the fact that she cheated on someone she was supposed to marry? What if things get tough in our marriage and she decides to do the same thing to me? I suggested couples therapy, and she agreed immediately. We have our first session scheduled for next week. But I don't know if therapy can fix this. I don't know if anything can fix this. Part of me wants to forgive her and move on. To believe that people can change and that the past is the past. But another part of me feels like I've been living a lie for 9 years, and I don't know how to get past that. There's also this other thing that's been bothering me. After she told me about Derek, I started thinking about other things. Little inconsistencies in stories she's told me over the years. Times when she was vague about her past, or changed the subject when certain topics came up. And now I'm wondering if there are other things she's lied about. I hate that I'm thinking this way. I hate that I'm questioning everything, but I can't help it. Last night, I did something I'm not proud of. I went through her phone. I know, that's a terrible thing to do, and it's a huge invasion of privacy. But I needed to know if she was hiding anything else from me. And you know what I found? Nothing. No secret texts, no dating apps, no evidence of any kind of affair, just normal conversations with her friends and family. Part of me was relieved, but another part of me felt guilty for even looking. Sarah caught me going through her phone. She walked into the bedroom and saw me sitting there with her phone in my hand, and she just started crying. She said she understood why I did it, but it hurt her that I didn't trust her. And that just made me angry. Like, how can she be hurt that I don't trust her when she's the one who lied to me for 9 years? The audacity of that just blew my mind. We ended up having this huge fight. She kept saying that she's not that person anymore, that she's changed, that she would never hurt me the way she hurt Derek. And I kept saying that it doesn't matter, because she lied to me. The lying is what I can't get past. She said that if she had told me about her past when we first started dating, I might not have given her a chance. And maybe she's right. I don't know. But I should have been given the choice to make that decision for myself. Here's the thing that really gets me. Sarah and I have always prided ourselves on our communication. We talk about everything, or at least I thought we did. We've had conversations about wanting kids someday, about our finances, about our career goals, about what we want our life to look like in 10 or 20 years. We've talked about everything except Apparently, the fact that she was engaged before and cheated on her fiancé. I keep going back and forth between wanting to work things out and wanting to just end it. Some days, I wake up and think, okay, she made a mistake. She was young. People grow and change. I can forgive this. And then other days, I wake up and think, I can't spend the rest of my life with someone who lied to me about something this important. What kind of precedent does it set if I just forgive this and move on? Does it mean she can lie about other things too? My parents don't know about any of this yet. Neither do Sarah's parents. I don't know if I should tell them or not. Part of me wants to keep this between us, to try to work it out without involving our families. But another part of me feels like I need outside perspective from people who know us both well. Although, knowing our parents, they'd probably just tell us to work it out and stay together no matter what. Sarah wrote me a letter a few days ago. She left it on the kitchen counter before she went to work. In it, she poured her heart out. She talked about how much she loves me, how I'm the best thing that ever happened to her, how she's spent every day of our marriage trying to be worthy of me. She talked about how ashamed she is of what she did to Derek, and how she's lived with that guilt for over a decade. She said that not telling me about it was her way of trying to leave that part of her life behind, but she realizes now that it was wrong to keep it from me. The letter was beautiful, actually. It was heartfelt and honest and vulnerable, and it made me cry. But it also made me angry, because I kept thinking, if she could write something this honest now, why couldn't she have been this honest from the beginning? Why did it take me finding out accidentally for her to finally tell me the truth? I've been doing a lot of research online about this kind of situation, reading forums, watching videos, trying to figure out what other people would do in my shoes. And the responses are all over the place. Some people say that the past is the past, and if your partner has been faithful to you, then that's all that matters. Other people say that lying about something this significant is a deal breaker, full stop, and I'm just stuck somewhere in the middle, not knowing which way to go. What really bothers me is the thought of all those times we sat around with friends talking about past relationships. Everyone would share funny stories or embarrassing stories about their exes, and Sarah would always keep hers vague and brief. Now I know why. She was actively hiding a huge part of her past from me, and I was just sitting there like an idiot, believing everything she said. I also can't stop thinking about Derek. What must he have thought when he saw Sarah at that wedding, married to someone else, pretending like their relationship was no big deal? Did he know that she never told me about the engagement? Did he think I knew? Is that why he made that comment? Because he assumed I already knew? And how many other people from Sarah's past know this story that I didn't know? The embarrassment of it all is almost as bad as the betrayal. I feel like everyone at that wedding probably knew that Sarah had been engaged before except me. I feel like I looked like a fool. And I hate feeling that way. I hate that she put me in that position. We have a vacation planned for next month. We're supposed to go to Hawaii for our anniversary. We booked it 6 months ago, and we've both been really excited about it. But now I don't know if we should go. How can I sit on a beach with her, pretending everything is fine, when I'm still processing all of this? At the same time, Maybe getting away from everything and spending some quality time together would help us work through this. I genuinely don't know what the right answer is. Sarah keeps asking me what she can do to make this right. She says she'll do anything, go to therapy, give me access to all her accounts, answer any questions I have about her past. She's been completely open about everything since the truth came out. But is that enough? Can you rebuild trust after it's been broken this badly? I think what hurts the most is that I always thought we had something special. I thought we were different from other couples who had trust issues or communication problems. I thought we were the couple who told each other everything, who didn't keep secrets. And now I realize that was all an illusion. She was keeping this massive secret from me the entire time, and I had no idea. There's also this fear I have that I can't shake. If she lied about this, and lied so convincingly for so long, what else could she be lying about? Does she actually love her job like she says? Or is that a lie too? Does she actually want kids someday? Or has she been lying about that? I know these thoughts are probably irrational, but I can't help having them. The lying has made me question everything. Another thing that's been weighing on me is whether or not I can truly forgive her. Like, even if I decide to stay and work on the marriage, will I ever be able to fully trust her again? Or will there always be this little voice in the back of my head, wondering what else she's hiding? I don't want to spend the rest of my life being paranoid and suspicious, but I don't know how to turn those feelings off. I miss how things were before. I miss feeling secure in my marriage. I miss not having these doubts and fears. I miss being able to look at my wife and just feel love, without all this other stuff mixed in. But I don't know if we can ever get back to that place. So here I am, 3 weeks after finding out this life-changing information, still not knowing what to do. Do I stay and try to work through this? Do I leave and start over? Do I take some time apart to figure out what I really want? Every option feels wrong in its own way. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening to me ramble. I know this is a lot, and I know there's no easy answer to this situation, but I'm genuinely asking for advice here. What would you do if you were in my shoes? Have any of you been through something similar? How did you handle it? Did you stay or did you leave? And if you stayed, were you able to rebuild that trust? I need to hear from people who have been through this, or who can offer some perspective that I'm not seeing. Because right now, I'm drowning in my own thoughts, and I can't see a clear path forward. Please, share your stories in the comments. Tell me what you think I should do. Should I give Sarah another chance? Should I walk away? Am I overreacting to something that happened before we even met? Or am I underreacting to a massive betrayal of trust? And if you're watching this video and you're keeping secrets from your partner, please, learn from this situation. Tell them the truth. Be honest about your past. Yes, it might be uncomfortable. Yes, they might judge you for it. But it's so much better to have that difficult conversation early on than to have your relationship potentially fall apart years down the line when the truth eventually comes out. Because the truth always comes out, eventually. I'll be reading every comment on this video. I'm desperate for advice, for perspective, for anything that might help me figure out what to do next. So please, don't hold back. Give me your honest opinion, even if it's not what I want to hear. I need honesty right now, more than anything else. If you found this video helpful, or if you've been through something similar, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting updates on how things go with therapy, and whether or not we're able to work through this. And if you have any questions for me, or want me to clarify anything, leave them in the comments, and I'll try to respond to as many as I can. Thank you for watching, and thank you for taking the time to hear my story. I really appreciate it. Now, I need to hear yours. What should I do?